Today we're going to be reviewing Cinderella's Royal Table at Disney's Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, we're going to let you know what the cost is and what we thought about the dishes and our full experience. I'm Brad.
I'm Kim.
And we're 626 Ohana, California. So let's go ahead and start. Well, you want to know what the cost is.
So we went for dinner, and that was $88 per adult or $52 per child ages 3 to 9.
Of course, if you do have the Disney dining plan, it will be 2 table service on it. And another thing to know about this is when you make the reservation, you are going to have to pay for it.
So at the time of reservation, unlike most advanced dining reservations at Walt Disney World, you have to pay the full price of the meal. However, if you need to cancel, as long as you cancel up to 48 hours in advance, you'll get that full refund.
Let's go ahead and talk about how you get into the castle and what to expect. Well, first you have to go check in, and check-in can be a little bit of a...
At the nighttime, it's a little different because of the fireworks setup sometimes. So you check in on the back side of the castle. Our reservation was later and kind of getting towards firework time. So we had to kind of go to a back rope in Fantasyland. They checked off our name on an iPad and then told us to go through the roped area.
Yeah, and that roped area is right by where the carousels are when they rope it off for fireworks. And then, of course, if you're regularly checking in, it's going to be just right on that backside of the castle that you can come from multiple directions if it's open and check in at that desk there.
So once we went in, we were at kind of the entrance to the castle, and there's a photo opportunity with Cinderella, and she will sign autographs during that time as well.
Yeah, they'll only have a few people in there at a time. There's a whole bunch of benches to sit down and relax while you're waiting. But if you don't want that picture with Cinderella, you can't just go up and eat. You actually have to wait until your name is called out.
So something to keep in mind for reservation times is you cannot leave during the fireworks because the fireworks are literally coming off of the castle. Mm-hmm. So you can't, and even 15-20 minutes after the show is over, they still will not let you leave Cinderella's Royal Table. That's something to kind of keep in mind if you might have little ones that might become a problem, or you want to get out of the park fast after fireworks are done to try to get transportation. So that's just a little caveat that you may not be aware of.
And they did warn us at check-in, and actually our waitress who also told us at that time, double check to make sure.
So, or she asked us too because she was going to time our meal to go a little bit faster if we wanted to get out for fireworks and watch them from outside. So that's kind of a cool thing. The cast member asked us to see, am I going to take my time a little bit with them, or are they in a hurry?
Of course, we wanted to watch the fireworks.
So we got a great table right up against the glass. So we got to watch that fireworks show. I have never felt so close to fireworks. I felt like we're in the middle of it.
Yeah, it's that table is really cool. I could see where if you're farther back, it may be more of an issue to watch the fireworks. So you may, I don't know if you can request or not, but you may always try.
You can always request. There's no guarantees. We did request. We were able to get that. It just kind of depends on the timing. Just kind of like if you went to be our guest, if everybody wanted the West Wing, it's not always available. So it's kind of like that. What's based if they can make that accommodation.
Okay, let's go ahead and talk about, before we get into food, let's talk about one of the main things that a lot of people like to go for this, and is, of course, the princesses.
So the princesses do come around to your table while you're dining, and it's such an amazing experience, especially if you don't want to go wait in line somewhere else. This could kind of take place at that park experience and keep your kids busy while you're all eating, and families.
Yeah, you can actually have a little conversation with them, get pictures. And the princesses that are normally there, and it can be subject to change, is Jasmine, Ariel, Rapunzel, Aurora, and Snow White.
But it's usually 4 of them, so you're not always sure which one you're going to get.
Yeah.
So for us, we came during what our cast member waitresses said, is that they were on a tea break. So our tea break was quite long. Mm-hmm. We didn't see the princesses until dessert.
Yeah, so it's going to vary when you see them. So maybe before dinner or during dinner or during dessert like we did. So talking about food, let's go ahead and talk about what we ate.
So for our appetizers, I got the chilled jumbo shrimp. It was good. It's expected. It wasn't anything unique or different, but it was good.
And I got the slow braised beef, which was good. I mean, it had a good flavor. It wasn't, again, it's one of those things that were good. And I think it's meant more to fit everybody's taste a little bit more so that it could fit into that, which is good.
For dinner, I got the roasted lamb chops, and that was a honey balsamic glaze. Oh my goodness, you guys. It is very, very heavy on that balsamic glaze. I loved it. I was blown away by this dish. I still rave about this, and wow. This was kind of one of those unique dishes at Walt Disney World that stand out in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, for you to say lamb chops are really, really good, they had to be really good. I got the grilled filet mignon, which is a steak. I mean, what else can you say? It was a typical Disney steak, which was good and all that. I'm not raving about it as like Kim did with the lamb chops.
Okay, and then for dessert, I got the Clock Strikes 12, which is a chocolate ganache tart, and it's topped with the salted caramel coffee mousse. It was good. It was really cute presentation, nicely done, and I thought it was a solid dessert. And once again, this isn't something I'd be like, oh, I want to go to Cinderella's Royal Castle to have, like I would have with my roasted lamb chops, but it was pretty good.
And I got probably the most interesting and what Kim put the cutest dessert, which is the Jack and Gus Gus cheesecake, which is a vanilla cheesecake with a fresh fruit garnish. Unfortunately, in this situation, the looks were better than the dessert.
Yeah, it didn't taste good. It really...
The fruit garnish was good, but the cheesecake was just kind of...
It fell flat.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I really wish it was a lot better, but it was cute to look at least.
So yeah, the flavor was a little off on that one. I don't even think you finished it.
No, I didn't, and I love cheesecake.
So if that kind of tells you a little bit about that.
But the kids that I saw around us that did get it seemed to be enjoying, having fun looking at it and everything else. So we'll take it.
It's very Instagram worthy, very cute picture, but flavor wasn't there.
Okay, so if you're finding this video helpful,
please like,
subscribe,
and follow along with our Ohana.
Let's get into our thoughts about the whole dinner and experience overall. If you've gone to this in the past, things have definitely changed.
Okay, so they used to have a wishing star ceremony in the middle of the meal where they had for the kids. They gave the little girls wands and the little boys swords, and they gave them a little wishing star, and they had a little ceremony, and the kids made this adorable close their eyes and make a wish, and it was precious.
Yeah, we did this before. We were doing YouTube and everything, and Hayden...
Our son
loved it. He was very young at the time, but he loved it. It was a lot of fun. You do not have that anymore. You don't have that experience that you have had in the past. So if you're going expecting that experience like that again, you may be a little disappointed.
I would love to see that come back. That was kind of one of those things that when you're paying that kind of price for dinner per person, that kind of sets it above.
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about the thing we did do. And this is one of the few first times we've actually had a fireworks table for fireworks.
That was amazing.
Yeah, definitely try to do it if you want to see fireworks. It is a unique perspective of the fireworks. You almost feel like they're cut, and some of them are literally right across from you going off.
And so you'll see these as we're talking, and wow, I felt like they were going off all around us, above us, and they're pumping in the music from the fireworks show. The only thing is you cannot see projections onto the castle because you're in the castle. But, to have a nice dinner and experience and top it off with fireworks, wow.
Yeah, I think overall that was really cool to see.
Now, most tables in this restaurant, Cinderella's Royal Table, are not going to have fireworks view. So that's something to keep in mind. There's very few tables that you could probably see fireworks well from. So go in with the expectation that you're not going to see fireworks. And you may be pleasantly surprised. And then the princesses, they were so nice to us. We're an adult couple there. We were talking with them, taking pictures. They were very interactive. Didn't matter that we weren't there with kids this time. We had a good time with the princess interactions. So I think that was a really nice way to have a good dinner.
Mm-hmm. So let's talk overall. Would we go back to do this again?
Wow, okay.
It's kind of a loaded question, I would say.
the price point at $88 per adult, or the 2 tables service on the Disney dining plan, is a lot. It's not your usual. But I try to figure, like, this is more of, it tries to be a fine dining experience. It's like a signature event, but most of the food quality is not there to call it that. But with the exception of that roasted lamb chops, got it. I'm still bragging about those. Those things were amazing. So I probably would place this higher as a worth on myself than I think you would.
Yeah. For me, is the cost. The food quality is good. And it's not. I was hoping a little bit more for the price. I would really put this if we have kids. Kids would love still to go to this. It's a great experience for them. For adults, I think if you had a special occasion as far as maybe anniversary or your engagement, it's kind of a really cool place for that.
Or honeymoon.
Yeah, or honeymoon. But for me, overall, this is not a must-go-to for dining.
I think it depends. Like you said, I remember when we took our son when he was a toddler, and just watching his reactions to everything, and the princesses, okay, I'm going to embarrass a little bit here, but the princesses actually kissed him all over his face.
Of course, this was pre-COVID,
pre-everything else, but they gave him little kisses. And by the time he left, he had princess kisses and all different kind of lipstick.
So that was an experience you just can't.
We have pictures. It's one of those special memories for us. I definitely think with kids or special events, this could be a very special place. Now, I know that they're trying to get fast turnarounds because it is a very popular table service at Magic Kingdom Park, but I still think that they could do something with the appetizer menu to elevate it up, to make it a little bit more. Yeah, it's worth the price because the food was so good.
Yeah. Overall, special events, kids, great place to go. For us, going to the parks as much as we do and going for a regular meal.
This would absolutely not make our every trip dining rotation like must go each time. Mm-hmm. Although I'm still tempted if they brought down the price or did something different with the appetizers, because those roasted lamb chops, they were wow.
So with that, I think it's time for us to say goodbye and
find your magic. Bye, everyone.